guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Janiece. I feel like I have different personalities on my channel. Every time I come here like all glammed up, full makeup look, you know, I always have like this sassy bad bee vibes, and every time I come chill, bare face, hoodie and glasses, the videos are always so calm and collected. Well, this is one of those videos.
Yeah, straight from London, girl looking cute on her contour, but she came through on the dance floor. Got my feelings so now she wonder.
So as you can see by the title, today I'm going to be telling you guys how to film and record high quality videos on your phone. Now, I've been filming YouTube videos for well over a year, and I guess during that time I have picked up a lot of things that I had to learn by myself. There were also other things that I learned from watching other YouTubers. And yeah, I figured why not make a video to also help other YouTubers, upcoming YouTubers, or anyone that is generally interested in filming or taking pictures. So right now, as most of you know, I do use my camera to film my Canon G7X Mark II, but I only recently got this camera. So before then, I was always filming on my phone, and I still do film on my phone sometimes. I use an iPhone X and the camera quality is actually really good, so it's not a problem for me. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't have a camera and are starting YouTube with their phone, which is absolutely fine. Keep in mind, I also started YouTube using just my phone, and my videos were top-notch quality. There was no problem with them. Of course, now the quality is better, but even with my phone, they were still of very high quality. Don't pressure yourself to get a camera if you have a good camera quality for it. So now, the first thing I'm going to talk about, if you are using your phone to record, I will recommend you use your back camera, because your back camera quality is always going to be better than your front's camera quality. I know it's hard because we all want to record and look at ourselves, but if you want the highest quality, use your back camera. The second thing we're going to talk about is the settings. Every camera has settings, including your phone camera. This is with the iPhone, so if you have an iPhone, you can do this as well. Go to settings on your phone, scroll to camera, and you would see the settings. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is preserve settings. Okay, you see camera mode and filter and lighten. Now, if you turn camera mode on, it is going to preserve the last mode you use. So for example, if you were recording a slow motion video and you accidentally leave the camera up, the general setting is once you go back to the app, it will go back to default photo. But if you turn camera mode on, the last mode you were on would be the mode you would need once you go back. Next is filter and lighten. So it's basically the same. If you turn this on, if you use like studio lights or one of the filters, whenever you leave the app and go back, you would still have the same thing. Next, we're going to talk about the recording formats. Now, for recording videos, I personally have mine at 1080p HD at 60 fps. Okay, this is quite high. I know a lot of people would say, why don't you just put it at 4K at 60 fps? That's the highest efficiency. Now, you can do this and record in this, but bear in mind that this is going to take so much space on your phone. So if you are someone, especially if you are recording YouTube videos, I am going to assume you do not have that much space on your phone. 1080p is still very high, and you're still going to get high quality videos. At the end of the day, yes, it does depend on you, but my personal opinion is if you are struggling with space, this is probably why. Check the formats on your phone. Now, the next thing is the grid. You can turn grid on, and with this, you would basically see a grid over there. So with the grid, it's just like a guidance. Okay, whatever the subject focus is should be in the middle box, just to guide you, to help you know whether you are in frame or out of frame. The next thing I'm going to talk about is filming equipment. Now, in my opinion, equipment can make or unmake the quality of your videos. Okay, whether you have the best camera in the world, if you do not have the right equipment, your videos are going to be. And if you're just using your phone to record, if you have the proper equipment, your videos are going to be. So now I'm going to tell you what I think the necessities are, and also how you can supplement these necessities if you do not have them. So first thing is a tripod. I personally have 3 tripods. I have a very huge one, a very long one, which is what I'm using to record right now, so I can't show you guys, but it's just a normal big tripod. And then I have this one. So this is sort of like a medium size. It doesn't go that long. This is the full length. It's still enough if I put this on a table and I just want to film like a sit-down video. And if you have a table and you have this tripod, it's really good enough. And lastly, I have this tripod. So this is my tiny one. It does not go bigger than this, and this is just honestly for me to be able to hold and record. This is for vlogging, so I use this for both my camera and my phone. The thing about a tripod is it has this screw on top. Now you can screw this directly into your camera, or if you want to use this for your phone, you just need one of these. Now I got this with one, I think, with this tripod, and I use it for all of them. So it's just a phone holder. It can stretch to fit your phone. You just screw it onto whichever tripod you use, fix your phone on there, and you have it. Okay, you can use this so easily to vlog, to take videos. You can set it up to take sit-down videos or whatever you want, but it's super easy, and I feel like it makes filming much easier. Now if you do not have a tripod, honestly, get a stack of books, get a bottle, stand the phone on the books against the bottle. Just try your best to get it to the height you need, and you're good to go. The only thing is it may not be as stable as a tripod, and you can't use that for vlogging, but for sit-down videos it will work. So the next equipment I'm going to talk about is a lighting. Okay, now honestly, everyone just says, okay, sit in front of the window and you are going to get good lighting. Now this is true, but since, for instance, I'm in Germany and right now we are in the winter, it would definitely be a problem for me to film when I want to film, since there is literally no sunshine outside. Okay, it is dark. It is dark. I will not get the quality I want. I cannot film at the time I want. Right now it's already dark outside, but I'm still filming because I have my lights. The most common equipment to get is a ring light. This is my ring light. I think it's a 10-inch. I can't remember, but this is the first ever ring light I got, and I still have it. To be honest, I don't really use this anymore, but if I need it, I have it, and I used to use this in my previous videos. If you want to get a ring light, definitely get one way bigger than this, because this doesn't really do the job. Okay, if you are using this to film in the night, you're not going to have top-notch lighting. If I'm using this plus some amount of daylight, okay, fine, that works. If you are going to stick to just a ring light, definitely save up. Don't just get some of the amounts and settle for a small one. I would advise you to save up and go big, because if you are using a ring light, you need a really big size for it to actually be effective. This is my ring lights turned on. Most of them have different shades of colors, so like there's a warm type thing, in the middle type thing, and a really white type thing, and most of them come with a remote attached to them, so you can increase or decrease the brightness. Right now I use my soft boxes. I'm going to turn them off and have only the ring lights on, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about with the light efficiency. But my soft boxes are off. I still have my LED lights in the back, so they are giving me some form of light, and this is my ring lights right here. I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely not as much light as I was getting with my soft boxes, so yeah, think about that as well. Now that I'm done with ring lights, let me talk about my soft boxes. These always come in a pair. One should typically go on the left side, on the right side, and your camera should be in the middle. You can have a TED light right behind your camera, but I found that I really don't need it. But yeah, it's up to you. These are actually not that expensive. I've seen ring lights that are way more expensive than these two together. Okay, so I see soft boxes on Amazon for 40 euros, 50 euros. You definitely don't have to get the most expensive. Of course, there are much more expensive ones, but you don't need to get the most expensive. these were below 50 euros and they do the job. The only downside is I can't adjust the lights with these, so all I can do is change the distance between the lights and my camera. So the more I push it back, the less light I would have, but that's not a huge problem. Ring lights are probably more expensive. 18-inch ring lights for 81 euros. Of course, ring lights would be easier to transport and all that, but it's really up to you and the level of convenience you want. But at the end of the day, sunshine is still your #1 friend, okay? If you have it, definitely utilize it. So the next thing I want to talk about, something I recently discovered and I'm already in love with, okay? It's the gimbal. Now, I never really heard about this. I never really knew what it was about, but I got this and basically tried my hands at this. I've still not completely figured it out yet, but I'm still playing around with this and I think it's such a great tool. Now what this does is it's a stabilizer, okay? So it's really good for shooting motion videos. If you are vlogging, if you want to shoot like special effects, this is really good for that because you can use this in various ways. I made a short clip explaining it and I'm just going to insert it right here. This is the Bowmaker gimbal stabilizer and I'm just going to quickly unbox it so you guys can see what it contains. So first, there's this little box. We're just going to put it aside for now and get to the main contents. So the first thing is the actual stabilizer. There's also a tripod in the box. There's a USB cable to charge it. And there's a hand rope. Now in the small box, there's just a bag for you to keep your equipment in, so if you're traveling or anything you don't need to carry the whole box. Then there's also a manual which explains how to set up, how to use, and this is in different languages, so it's very easy to understand. Now the first thing is to open this up and connect the tripod. Now I went ahead to scan the QR code in the manual and download the iSmart Go app on my phone. This is basically what you need to be able to operate the gimbal. I'll just put in your phone, and as you would see, if your phone is not put exactly in the middle, it is not going to stand straight. Just adjust it until it becomes straight enough. Now this is what it looks like when the phone is well fixed. So right now we're just going to turn the stabilizer on, and to do that you just need to long press the power button. And as you see, immediately it turned on, it made the phone very straight. You can click the power button to switch between horizontal and vertical modes. All you need to do is just click it once. The left button is the manual button. You can long press to enter manual mode or double click to switch between front camera and back camera. The middle button serves as a joystick, so you can use this to move the gimbal in any direction you want, so it can go up, down, or to the sides. It can even make a half turn round. The wheel at the side is used to focus or put an object out of focus. And the button below that is to zoom in or out. Now this works both in the horizontal format or the vertical format, so it's really cool for taking YouTube videos or Instagram videos. So you would run everything in the app, and it has really cool features. You can go to slow motion, you can have time lapse, you can have gestures. Now there's also a smart recording option, and it helps you to record special effect videos. So you can use the gimbals to record all sorts of videos, all sorts of fun videos. All you just need to do is learn a bit about it. Everything would be in the manual, and there are several YouTube videos online that you can check out. Okay guys, I just want you to see how smooth my movements are. Like, do you see this? Let's just walk around and walk around. Do you see how smooth my movements are? So I filmed this from standing at one spot, and I was able to zoom in, zoom out, and move the camera without actually walking or moving. Now you can also check the link in my description to be able to purchase yours as well. Guys, another thing you need to know is, what are you filming for? If you are filming for YouTube, your phone always has to be horizontal because that is the layout. So always remember, if you are vlogging, whatever you're doing, if it is for a YouTube video, it always needs to be horizontal. If you are filming for Instagram, maybe a reel on IGTV, it always has to be vertical. Last thing I want to talk about is editing. Okay, I get so many questions about what I used to edit. The first thing I ever started editing on was iMovie. I still use iMovie. Now this was before I got a laptop, so I filmed, edited, did every single thing on my phone. So yes, I just have the iMovie app on my phone. I used to edit on this. I don't really anymore, but sometimes I still do. iMovie is so easy. If you have an iPhone and you don't know much about editing and you're now starting, it is literally the easiest app to use. Definitely try it out because it's super easy to use. I typically use iMovie when I film on my phone and I don't want to transfer it to my laptop. I still use it to edit. Next thing I want to talk about is Velo. Okay, now I don't use this to edit long videos. I don't use it to edit YouTube videos, but I do use it to edit IGTVs or reels or TikTok. You can use it to edit longer videos if you want. It's also a really easy app to use once you play around with it. But I personally use it because I love the transitions and I love the options to use to add text. And lastly, the editing app I use on my laptop is called DaVinci Resolve. I would definitely not recommend this if you are a beginner. do not go there, it will frustrate you. Okay, I had been editing for over a year before I even started using DaVinci Resolve, and trust me, in the beginning it still frustrated me. Okay, it's actually a very complicated software to use, and even though it does the job, and right now I have played around with it enough and I absolutely love it. It's definitely on the more complicated side and more professional side. So if you're a beginner and you do not want all that stress, avoid it. But if you want to try your hands on it, go for it. It's called DaVinci Resolve, and I use that only when I'm editing on my laptop. Yeah guys, these are all my tips and tricks. I hope it's been helpful. I hope I've answered most of your questions because I get a lot of these questions on my Instagram on a daily. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Today's post notification shout out goes to Wano Abwaji. Thank you so much for all your love and support, and as always guys, I'll be back with more videos.